G'day, hope you're doing well. Welcome to today's video. I'm going to show you how to draw Bowser in easy to follow step-by-step instructions. I'm going to start with the curve line for his belly and then which turns into his tail. So that's the curve I've got there. Then I'm going to map on where his leg's going to be. So one of his legs is coming out there. And then he's got another leg that comes you see a little bit of his tail. He's got about a space of about that between his legs. Then his other foot sort of fits into there. Notice how I'm breaking it down into shapes. Now he's got one hand that's going to sit into there and then the other hand's going to be out here. Now his face is quite tricky. But if you look at his face and you break it down, you can see that it comes down and across, back up and that, and then he's got his nose basically in there, and then he's got like a big smile. And when you're drawing, art is about looking at things and seeing the relationships and how you can break things down and simplify them a bit. Now he's looking angry, so I've got to put these parts in. So if you've ever seen some of my other videos, you'll know that a lot of when you do want something to look cranky, put the eyebrows on an angle like that. So there's going to be where one eye is and the other eye is in there, and then his head's sort of shaped like that. Alright, he's got an arm that comes around here. That arm's going to come in and around there, in and around there. Now see how I've simplified it? That's his other arm coming in to where his shoulder is. Now he's got a shell on his back. So this is going to be a lot of the shell through there, and then he's got his hair sort of sticking up into there, and then he's got horns and etc, etc. This is his belly. Now you might look at that and go, whoa, how's that supposed to help my picture? Well, at the moment I'm looking and I'm comparing and I'm seeing, simplifying it down to help get everything looking how it should. So when I start with the outline, it's going to look effective. So he's got these arm guards on with spikes. He's got so many spikes everywhere. When I want to run into Bowser, I remember when I first played Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo and how hard Bowser was to control, and he had very slow acceleration, but once you wound him up, he got really fast. And once you get the hang of it, he was awesome to drive around in. A bit like drawing. The more you practice, the better you get. Alright, so I'm just mapping on some of the fingers here now, where they're going to be. Alright, I think we're ready for some outlining. Now I'm going to start Bowser outline with the details of the face, because I reckon that's the most important part. So, even though I've just got that there, it actually comes around like this. So I'm going to start with almost like a rounded W. No, it's not a bottom. Alright, around here, coming down on this side. That's the side of his mouth. And then it comes down to here. And then we have a line like this for the bottom of his mouth. And then we've got this sort of wraps in and around like that. Now we're going to put some teeth on. So he's got one big tooth there and another big tooth there on the top, and then on the bottom he's got these teeth are slightly longer. I'm going to put those teeth on, and then he's got some other teeth. So here we've got one coming up there, one coming up there, and then he's got another little one coming down here, down there. So we've got his mouth area looking good. And I'm just going to put a tongue in there like that. Now the next part is the top of his nose. Have I left enough gap? Yep. And I'm just going to make that a line like that with a couple of little nostrils. 1, 2 nostrils. And then when you have a bump coming out there, bump coming out there. Notice how I'm doing stuff on each side because it's pretty symmetrical. And then that curves around, and it comes in, and then it comes down, and he's got one of those bottom chins like this. I wouldn't want to say that to Bowser in real life if he was a real character. Okay, it comes around and then back up and around here, and then back up and around and over. So there's his mouth. Okay, we've got that looking good. Now let's get his eyebrows done. So a couple of lines coming up through the middle there for his eyebrows. Bring that up. Now his cranky eyebrow, bring it around. Zigzag a line like that, and then coming back in on that side, coming out, zigzag, or a couple of points up, and then like that. Now his eye sits in here, so I'm just going to bring his eye out like that, and that's solid black, so colouring an eyeball like that. We're going to do the same, leave a little gap here, bring it out, and bring it around. And then put an eyeball there like that. So Bowser's face is looking pretty cool so far. Now there's a line that comes down and around like that. Down and around like that. Now he's got these cool horns coming out, so curve a line out like that for a horn. And then the other horn comes out, down, and then he's got another line there. So there's his horns. Now finish off with a curved line coming across like this. Now we've got some hair. So let's put his hair on. It's almost like drawing fire. Fire redhead. So you can zigzag those lines around how you want. Now he's got looks like a part of his shell on his back there. And then the shell comes down, across and around like this, and bring it around. So a bit of a bumpy line. Now bring this around like that, sort of follow that. That's like the edge of the shell. Now on his back he's got these spikes. So to draw the spikes, they're sort of rounded, I would call them rounded triangles with a little bit of a oval shape around them, or a curved line around it. Would be sort of looking like an oval. Now we've got some more spikes, so there's one there. He's actually got one in behind here too, so a little bit of that, and then a spike. This is a big one in behind there. We might put a spike in there on that side as well. Now let's draw his arm. He's got this armband on, so I'm going to start the armband there. A straight line coming across. Now a curved line. This looks like it's wrapping around his arm. Bring that up and around like that, and then put some of these spikes on. There we go. He's got some spikes on his armband. Now you've got to thicken that up like that, and then his arm's going to come out from there, and it's going to come around, and now he's got another armband. Now because I drew this plan on, I can draw his hand in this shape, and I know that's the size. So start with a curved line, and then bring his finger around like this, and then he's got a claw. Now a lot of these claws, when I draw, are very similar to like Pokemon characters, dinosaurs, etc. So get used to drawing these types of shapes. I'm going to put his claws on there. These are his claws. Right, this is one finger up there, and then this is another finger that comes up and around like that, and then just bring that up, and then we've got one more finger down here. So start with the little claw, and then just bring this around like that. So there's one claw. Now he's got this wrist guard on, similar to the spike around the top of his shoulder. So spike that up, do another spike in there, and then I'm going to put one out this side. And then it's a matter of just bringing this line around, curve it around, curve this one around, and then this is his like forearm there, this is his bicep Just put a line across there, and he's actually got some spikes on his, some little spikes there like that on his arm. Now I'm going to go with, yeah, let's do his belly plate. So bring his belly down and around. It almost touches that finger, comes up and around like that. Then we've got some lines, curve them up. Keep curving them up. Can't wait to see the new Mario movie coming out soon. It's not here in Australia just yet. Alright. Now his leg. That's his inside of his leg. And then same sort of shapes as those ones, but he's got his toes kicking out like this. And then he's got like a line like that for each of the toes. It comes up. And he's got his leg coming out, and then he's got these weird spikes on his sort of his kneecaps, like a W, like that, with a little spike. Now don't forget his tail. Now his tail, see that line? And see how we drew this earlier? Can bring his tail around and put a few little spikes on his tail. And there's his tail. We're going to bring a little line in for the inside of his leg. Comes out and around and then down. Now we're going to do this opposite to that. Spike, toenail there. 1, 2, top of his shoe, top of his foot. I was thinking 1, 2, buckle his shoe. Okay, rightio. Bring that around. Curve it around. Let's put a little W on his kneecap. 1 W with a little spike. Now lucky last, this arm. Now if I had tried to do this in pen, I probably would have got halfway through it and gone, actually no, that's not as, I might have got that bit wrong. So I like to plan it out in pencil. Okay, so there's his, that's his guard, but because you're looking straight on it, you can't see the sides. So he's got a spike on the bottom, spike on the top. We had 4 spikes on there, and then these spikes look like, there's one, and then I might do this one coming down that way. So spikes, then he's got his arm coming out, and coming out there. Now let's put his spikes on, so 1, 2, 3, and I like to do that. Now, because we had those construction lines there, I knew exactly where to put those spikes to make it look great. And then let's put his other bit of his guard on. Now let's do his hands. So finger, one there. Now this time I'm just going to draw the fingers like that. And then I'm going to put the claws on afterwards. So claw there, claw there. This one I'm going to draw the claw on now. 1. And this finger comes around like that. That one's, he's almost like pointing at us. Then he's got this little part here, and then he's got his claw thumb. It wraps around here like that, and then we just finish that bit off. Bowser's looking pretty cool. I'm going to outline him with a 0.8, and I'm just going to speed that up. Hey guys, remember, the more you draw, the better you're going to get. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Cheers. Bye.